Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest, Series 17, Book 4, Saurex the Silent Creeper, and it's time to wrap up Series 17 finally. Here we are with Saurex the Silent Creeper. So, without further ado, like always, in-depth story analysis, and then my overall thoughts on this epic conclusion of Series 17. So, Tom and Eleanor have discovered the villains Jeng and Kenta had escaped and were on their way to the fourth shard, while Tom wondered how to follow the villains. Two of the three shards fused together. It was said if all four pieces came together, they could form a powerful weapon. Later, Irina, the Good Witch, appeared and informed our heroes the last beast was the most deadly one of all, Saurex the Chameleon Beast. The Good Witch told them to follow the stars, which would lead them to his location, but Tom had a feeling they were in for some serious danger. Tom and Eleanor ventured forth on their camels to the next location, which was at the bottom of a chasm, so slowly climbing down they reached the area of the next beast at the swamplands. After making some masks to protect them from the toxic fumes and climbing to higher ground, Eleanor was quickly taken by a large slimy tongue, and I think we can guess whose tongue that is. Tom went after Eleanor, but instead found Kenta, who had Jeng surprise Tom and attempt to steal the fragments from him. However, Tom was overpowered, and Kenta had stolen one of the shards. The other two weren't in the pouch, so they assumed Eleanor had them. Tom explained about Saurex had her, so they called a truce. While Tom defeated Saurex, they would acquire the remaining shards. Tom led the villains through the swamps, and we got some conversation that hints that Jeng might have been planning to betray Kenta, because he says, "When I get the shard, its power will be mine." However, Kenta overheard that, so she'll probably might betray him now. Anyway, they found Eleanor out cold. So while Kenta had taken the three shards, before they could fuse them together, Saurex was revealed to have been there, hiding with his camouflage abilities, and of course he attacked Kenta. Tom insisted that Jeng use the power of the shard that they took from him, but Jeng had no clue how to use the shard. Tom made his move and kicked Jeng away and got back his fragment, and he used the power of the shard number 3, which revealed Earth-like powers, as Tom formed a sand fist to punch Saurex away, leaving the silent creeper covered in sand. Eleanor had recovered, and with the villains down for the count, now was the perfect time to finish off Saurex. After another scuffle, Tom had found the final shard embedded in Saurex's head. Tom realized the mud could hide their body heat from Saurex, so he wouldn't be able to see them. So once our heroes had done that, it seemed our heroes had a chance, but then Saurex had gotten Tom trapped in his tongue. But then, Eleanor came to Tom's rescue by shooting an arrow at Saurex's tongue. Yes, she shot an arrow into Saurex's tongue to stop Tom from being eaten, basically. Despite the beast's best efforts, the silent creeper was defeated, earning Tom's worthiness of the final shard. But once Saurex left, Kenta and Jeng returned and captured Eleanor as a ransom for the remaining shards that Tom had won. Not wanting his friends to die, he easily did so. Yes, after all that work, he has to hand over the shards to save his friend's life. So he easily handed them over. Kenta combined the shards together to reform the broken star and add its own power to her own lightning staff. She bragged that the power of the broken star was now hers, which tells me Kenta will betray Jeng once she has the power. After all, she does have the power, and 2, she overheard a conversation earlier about Jeng possibly planning to betray her, so it's quite possible Kenta has the potential to, deceive Jeng now. Anyway, Kenta revealed she was going after Avantia, and Jeng wanted to deal with Hugo personally, because apparently he was meant to be married to Queen Aroha at one point, and he feels that Hugo robbed him of that chance of another kingdom. But yeah, Tom feels like a failure. Kenta was about to enter a portal with Jeng when she decided to backstab Jeng, as she had all the power now. Not wanting to be robbed of his victory, the two villains fought each other while Tom and Eleanor got back. Then Saurex emerged and swiped the broken star from Kenta's staff. The star shattered back into 4 shards and everyone got into a massive scuffle. The day was saved when Eleanor activated the power of Saurex's shard, which can control the nature. The vines entangled the villains, putting a stop and completing their quest. Tom brought the villains via walking and boat travel. Then on the boat ride, he scattered the sacred shards to the bottom of the ocean. Tom explained he didn't want to use the power of the shards, as no one should possess such power, which seems a bit silly when Tom controls a magical shield, an enchanted belt, and magic armor. But oh well. The villains were escorted to share a cell with Sanpeo the Pirate King, and I have a feeling Sanpeo will be a bit pissed at Kenta for leaving him. Irina was made the new ruler, but she didn't wish to sit on the throne, and of course a feast for victory. I am assuming Tom's shield will have fully recovered by now, and he will be able to use his shield tokens on the next quest, which I hope. But yeah, there was my, I nudged the camera. Let me just try and shim it back. Here we go. But yeah, there is my attempt at doing another van, of course, Saurex the Silent Creeper. Overall, I think I went over that synopsis pretty quickly and well. If I made any mistakes, I'm sorry, but I think I had a few scuffles, but I think I did pretty okay. But yeah, there is Saurex the Silent Creeper. I do really like this finale because it actually has a good connection with normally what they do in the finales is they rush the beast stuff just to get the main plot rolling and ended. But I felt Saurex was in this pretty much as good as length as the main plot was, so I didn't think that the beast was underwhelmed this time round, which I am happy with. I do also like that Eleanor got to be the one to save the day instead of Tom, because that's normally his shtick, but it's nice to have Eleanor save the day, so that's a nice twist. Kenta and Jang finally captured, that's a nice plus, so we've got rid of those villains, they're out of the way, until another break out of jail probably, but I don't think they'll be in any bother anytime soon. So they'll be joining Sanpeo, and Irina becoming the new Empress of Gwildor, that's a nice plus. You could say she's not the Empress because she didn't want to sit on the throne, but I'm going to call her Empress anyway, I don't care, I'm making it up as I go. Because she basically is her most highest figure of authority, which you could argue Freya is, but Freya is more of the warrior type. So I'm going to put Irina in charge of Gwildor, if that was my shot. Besides, Freya said she would follow her loyally and all that. But yeah, this has been my read of Saurex the Silent Creeper. I think I did pretty well on it with my synopsis, and I had a good fun reading this book. And it's nice to wrap up Series 17. So just to recap what the crystal's powers are for each shard: ice for Griff, water for ice for Griff, water is Thoron, earth is Okako for obvious reasons, and of course you've got plants and nature for Saurex. The only one that kinda you could question is Thoron, but you can see how water could get in there for Thoron because, you know, storms, rain, stuff like that. But yeah, I still enjoyed the series. I am a bit ticked that Tom had to throw that shard away. He could at least given it to Irina or something. But I don't know. And if I had to make some nitpicks, Tom dropping the shard into the water, which the villains know he did, so that's a bit questionable. Other than that, I really don't have any much complaints. Then this story was a bit rushed, but then again, it's a new generation of Beast Quest books, and they are making shorter chapters. Overall, though, Saurex the Silent Creeper, I would say, where would I put this? We'll go with equal ties to Okako. I would say I would put this first, and what's holding me back is I would rather have both our heroes working together more. I felt like Tom got captured a bit too much, because think about it, this entire series' gimmick has been Tom fights Beast. When Beast is defeated, the villains would come and gather the shards that Tom has, and that seems to be running shtick throughout the series every time. Nothing really changed on that formula, but I do like the fact that Eleanor got there. And it was a bit tense. But yeah, overall thoughts, I think it's on par with Okako. And next time, guys, we'll be moving right along to Series 18, which of course starting for a new series. And that series is called Betrayal of Heroes. And I'm really looking forward to that series from the blurb and description about it. And that, of course, being the first of those beasts, Krytor, the blooded bat. Till next time, guys, peace.